Welcome to Motivational Success Stories. Let me ask you, do you believe a little mouse with nothing but two round ears could change the world? Today, let's wander through the extraordinary journey of Walt Disney, a man who grew up poor, was told he had no imagination, went broke more than once, but built a kingdom of wonder and inspiration for billions. 1. Humble beginnings. Childhood seeds of art. Walt Disney was born in 1901 in Chicago into a working-class family. He spent his childhood on a farm with his parents and 4 siblings. To help out, Walt delivered newspapers at dawn and worked the fields while other kids still slept. Yet even in hardship, Walt's love for drawing shined through. Every wall, every scrap of paper became his canvas. In his sister's words, "If there was an empty wall in the house, you could bet Walt had just been by." Can you remember the very first time you got lost in something? Maybe it was a toy, a pencil, a piano, or your first computer. For Walt, it was simply drawing, just like that. 2. Early failures. From daydreamer to someone who dared after World War I, Walt came back to the States dreaming of making cartoons, even though his family thought he should get a safe job. He worked at a small ad studio and then started a group of cartoon projects with his buddies, Laugh-O-Gram Studio. But the business quickly went under. No funds, barely any audience, Disney went broke. When he tried to sell his comics, newspaper editors in Kansas City told him outright, "You have no creativity, no new ideas." So, what would you do if you kept being rejected? Would you quit? Or would you start believing in yourself more than anyone else does? Disney once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." 3. Heading to Hollywood. The Old Suitcase. Start in 1923 with only $40 in his pocket and a suitcase full of sketches, Walt hopped on a train to Hollywood. Nobody imagined this could become the birthplace of magic, but Los Angeles was a new city bursting with competition and hope. There, Walt reunited with his brother Roy, his lifelong partner. They started a tiny animation studio in a borrowed garage. Their first project, Alice's Wonderland, blended live action with animation. It wasn't a smash hit, but it made people in California notice. Lesson here? When the only thing you have is an idea, sometimes all you need is one person to believe with you, someone who can help you turn rough sketches into real beginnings. The birth of Mickey Mouse. A turning point in animation. In 1928, Walt dreamed up a little mouse called Mortimer Mouse. But his wife, Lillian, suggested Mickey Mouse sounded friendlier. What made Mickey magical wasn't looks, but his fearless, upbeat, ever-optimistic spirit. At Walt's lowest, he gambled everything on this unknown cartoon critter. That same year, Steamboat Willie, the first cartoon with synchronized sound, launched. Mickey Mouse instantly swept America, delighting both kids and grown-ups. Think about this. Can a tiny idea really flip someone's fate? If all you had today was a fragile hope, would you have the patience to make it something spectacular? 5. Always innovating. A different vision. Walt wasn't satisfied just with Mickey's early fame. Next came Donald Duck, Goofy, Pluto, but Walt never stopped dreaming of something bigger. Walt decided to make the world's first feature-length animated film, an idea so wild people called it Disney's Folly. That film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1937, became a sensation, opening a new era in both cinema and Disney's world. Walt's famous quote, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." Are you still hunting for the next big idea? Maybe forgetting that sometimes just taking action is the real key to success? 6. Not afraid to fail. Setbacks aren't the end. After Snow White, Disney pushed out classics like Pinocchio, Fantasia, Bambi, Dumbo. Not all succeeded. Sometimes the company barely paid the bills, some experiments bombed, and even employees went on strike. By the late 1940s, Disney faced worker revolts, had to cut staff, and the media labeled him out of touch. He sometimes spent nights at the office, searching for a way through each crisis. But Walt never abandoned his team. He coached young artists himself, sharing his steadfast spirit. Are you willing to accept that failure is a natural part of success? Ever been so close to losing it all, yet still not found enough reason to quit? 7. Dreaming big, entertaining the world, and building a theme park. In 1955, Walt risked everything, money, reputation, loans, to build Disneyland. He envisioned a park where young and old could find the joy of childhood together. The building process was chaos. Budget overruns, slow progress, bad press. On opening day, rides broke down, trains stalled, and the crowds overwhelmed everyone. But within a year, Disneyland had become the happiest place on earth, with millions visiting. Another iconic Walt quote, "If you can dream it, you can do it." Are you guarding a dream others think is foolish? Would you bet your all to see it come alive? 8. Facing personal trials, illness, and unwavering hope. In later life, Walt battled cancer. Even as he weakened, his mind kept dancing with new ideas, building Disney World in Florida, creating worlds combining education and play, inspiring generations of kids. On his last days, Walt famously drew new plans for Disney World on the hospital ceiling for his team. Sometimes the greatest dreams are so big, even at life's end, we feel compelled to pass them on. That's something money can't buy. 9. An endless legacy. What did Walt Disney really leave us? Today, Disney is worth hundreds of billions, with hundreds of movies, theme parks, and shows worldwide. But more than numbers, the real gift is the way people everywhere, kids and adults, think of childhood and hope and happiness. Disney reminds us that joy can be created, not just wished for. Walt's magic lies in making people believe in themselves, daring to keep faith in the good, in innocence, and to never give up. What makes the true American dream? Isn't it a mix of sweat, imagination, stubbornness, and a huge heart? 10. Real lessons and my own perspective. Never be afraid to start over, even from nothing. No failure is truly wasted if you get up and do better next time. Passion, courage, and patience are what turn dreamers into doers. Sometimes I wonder, if each of us clings to just one healthy dream and sees it through, what new wonders would fill our world? Thanks for joining me on Walt Disney's extraordinary journey today. What dream do you need a little push for right now? Share your thoughts and comments below. Your real-life stories may light someone else's spark, just as Disney once inspired me and a whole planet. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another magical, real-world inspiration. Remember Walt's words, dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. The magic is always there if you're brave enough to keep chasing it.